Here now to talk more about the impact of the coronavirus on the sports world is sports analyst Eric Mitchell. Nice to have you as always.
Great to be here.
So last year when the pro league started postponing and canceling games, it was because of all these unknowns surrounding COVID, right? But what we're seeing now is different with so many players, especially these big name athletes, testing positive for the virus.
It's crazy, but let's say this. Let's make it clear. These players aren't sick. DeMar Rosen, who just came back and is now practicing with the Bulls again, when asked yesterday what were his symptoms, he said boredom. This is what you're seeing throughout the league. The players testing positive. This is the problem, and I believe that we're overreacting on the sports world side to these tests. We need to update these COVID tests. It's been 2 years that we've been running these, and it's really affecting the league, and it's out of control. Now you're seeing more and more players. And keep in mind, at the end of the day, the sports world is about business and money, and both leagues, the NBA and the NFL, have Christmas Day games coming up, and those are huge for both of them.
Okay, but the players who have tested positive may not have symptoms, but this is a highly contagious virus, and they are making contact with a lot of other people, and they are in close quarters. So, I mean, isn't that the responsible thing to do?
You know, absolutely, they are around each other, and they are tested all the time. Highly contagious, yes, and we have no cure. And even Dr. Fauci has said it, and it's everywhere. We don't, just because you get the vaccination or the 100 boosters that you need to get, it doesn't mean that you're immune to getting COVID or won't catch it. Obviously, it's going to be part of our world. The sports world has to adapt to that. A lot of these players want to continue. I think the NFL is doing a great job. They're moving their games around. Granted, they have a shorter schedule, 16, 18-game season with the playoffs right around the corner, while the NBA has 82 games to deal with this. But we're chilling with two different organizations the way they handle things. The NFL basically is on the honor system. If you don't feel well, report. And they are testing more and more instead of the 14 for the vaccinated booster players. But they're all feeling this out. And again, we don't know what the new variants that are going to come up are going to cause the leagues. It's all depending on how they're going to move forward with these testing protocols and keeping the players safe.
So you don't think these new measures they're implementing in these pro leagues are sustainable?
No, they're going to have to change. I mean, we're talking about the NFL, which is going tier 1, tier 2, and they understand. Their own doctors are saying, hey, we know that COVID is here to stay. Let's just all face that reality. And then you have the NBA, which happens to be the wokest of all the leagues that we have. They're going to play the COVID drama theater until the end of the world, it would seem. While the NFL is like, we want to make sure we're doing this. We have a short amount of time, and we understand our players want to be healthy. And the players are very vocal about it. But then again, they have a big this story is huge because we're coming into cold and flu season. It's also Christmas time, and they have big games. And at the end of the day, these pro sports teams, they care about revenue. So and that's what they're looking for at the end of the day.
You think the NBA has the most to lose?
Absolutely. They have, 6 games on Saturday, and they're big games. You talk about the New Jersey Nets, who were part of the 5 games that were paused. They are now paused until they're supposed to come to the West Coast on the 23rd and play the Portland Trailblazers, and then head down and have the Lakers, that big game, right? No Kevin Durant so far. Also on Christmas Day, we still don't have Giannis. He's not back yet. The Bucks team is hurting as it is with their roster. They haven't had to reschedule games. But how much longer are fans, at the end of the day, let's put it this way, how much longer are fans going to spend money, season ticket holders and above, to watch G League basketball players instead of Giannis or Kevin Durant? It's not what people want to do.
So how much responsibility do you think the players have in keeping themselves safe?
I think, these are adults. At the end of the day, yes, they're athletes, but they need to maintain who they're around and the protocols like we all do. Whether I'm vaccinated or not, I'm still washing my hands, wearing a mask, and doing all this stuff. If they're choosing to take their chances, that's on them. And I think that's where the NFL and the NBA need to police their players and see what these folks are doing out when they're not around. They should know that we're dealing with something highly contagious. They are paid to do a job. And they need to make sure that they're following the protocols that are set forth for them to do outside of the league, outside of playing, when they're out and about. Both leagues are very guilty of this, almost taking away from, COVID must be over, this second season. It hasn't worked that way. We've won almost 2 full seasons in the NFL, plus a full 2020 postseason without any big issues. And here we are, massive issues with these games being rescheduled. This is just out of control. It's like the Grinch. COVID has become the Grinch that stole Christmas.
And they're paid handsomely, I might add. So ultimately, how
absolutely.
do you see things playing out for the remainder of these seasons?
I'm hoping that we start to adapt to letting asymptomatic players play. You're seeing that through rigorous testing with the NFL, making sure players are getting back out. and playing. You're seeing players are going to be able to play. We have the games tomorrow plus the games Tuesday. Again, the Browns play Monday and then they play Christmas Day. This is going to be tough then you go into player safety and health. How do I see it? Asymptomatic players are allowed to play and the testing procedures get better as we go. The NBA, again, has the luck of the draw. They have a long season still ahead. We're not even at the halfway point. The NFL, they're going to keep doing what they're doing, and I think it's working for them. They have to get to the postseason, which is just 3 short weeks away. And we just all cross our fingers that we don't have to go to the bubble and have any more shutdowns because, again, it's going to get crazy when we get to Christmas Day and we have a full schedule of sports. And what happens if we don't? We all know that sponsorship dollars are what make the world go round for sports. And if there's not games, what are we all going to watch?
All right. Well, Eric Mitchell, we appreciate your expertise as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.